Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Marriage Matters. This is a show where we talk about all things relationships, whether that's marriage, whether that's family. You know, we dive into a little bit of everything. For those of you who are watching for the very first time, my name is Glenn Coleman, and I am joined, as always, by my lovely wife,
Tanya Coleman. Hello, everyone.
Hey, all right. And didn't mean to cut you off. But anyway, we are joined by two very, 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 very special guests. Very, very special guests.
Bethany, say it to the point.
Tell them who you are.
I'm Bethany.
And I'm Bailey.
And your last names?
Coleman.
And you are?
Our daughters.
Our daughters? It's not just two random people we picked up off the street. These are our daughters. And let's tell them how old you are.
15.
And I'm 12, soon to be 13.
Yes.
Okay. So we have practically two teenage girls.
Yes.
So tell them your life, hopes, dreams, and ambitions. I just put them on the spot. No, so we just wanted to bring them on. You know, we're here, hunkered down doing the 2020 quarantine, the great quarantine of 2020. So we just thought it was a great opportunity just to bring them on and talk about some marriage and family and just that whole dynamic. So how are things going in your world? Let's start, Bailey. How are things going for you?
It's going good. Definitely things have been a little different than when I was little. But of course that comes...
You're still little to me, but go ahead.
Well, a small child.
Okay.
Things definitely change over time, but change is good and I like it so far.
What are some things you're into? Tell them some of the things you're into.
I'm into music, definitely.
She plays in the band.
I also play at church with our youth group. I'm into gaming.
Yeah.
All day, every day. And I'm very, 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 very into begging my dad to get us a dog.
That's
been a constant, yeah.
Okay, Bethany, what are you?
Things are going quickly.
You got an eyelash there. It's been bothering me since we started. Okay, all right. Go ahead, Bethany. What's been going on in your world?
School.
Okay.
First year of high school.
School. You know, it can be a little stressful at times, trying to balance all my schoolwork and everything else I have to do. But I mean, pretty good. First year of high school, always a little bumpy, but you know.
How's that transition been? From junior high to high school. Is it what you expected?
Kinda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are some of the things that you're into? You said balancing everything that you have to balance with school. What all are you balancing?
Well, tennis.
The season's over
because of coronavirus, but it's okay. I know we didn't get to finish the season.
I know. And I'm in 2 clubs at school. And I'm also very involved with our youth group at church. I'm actually the worship leader, so you know.
Worship leader.
Okay, wow. Sing something for them.
Uh-uh.
Okay, so how have you guys been doing with this whole quarantine thing? How is that going?
Personally, I love it. I'm not obligated to go anywhere, see anybody, and I can sleep as long as I want to.
Okay.
But it's also kind of, you know, I still have to take my AP Human Geography final exam. So, you know, trying to study for that. I have 3 weeks till that. So
prepping for that at home has been a little different, huh?
Yeah.
I honestly, I'm not entirely sure because, it's going good. I like being able to sleep in because that's like the main thing, in my opinion. I love school. It's just waking up early is the only thing that really just but I will admit I have had a few moments just like I miss my friends and I miss going out and seeing my family and my friends. I'm glad I have y'all here though to keep me.
Of course.
But yeah, it's definitely been time to rest and kind of get more rest. And I know I started walking with you, Dad, so I've been enjoying that. Been sore, but I've been enjoying that. And yeah, quarantine's been going pretty good.
Okay, cool. So we want to just bring you guys on. You know, we do this show, you guys know, once a week. And we help other people with, we try to help other people with their marriage and their family. That's the goal. So as far as, I just want to kind of talk about us as a family. And, you know, we always tell people that we by no means consider ourselves to be the epitome of what a family should be, or even a marriage should be, or a husband or a wife. But where we do find success in some areas, we want to share that with you guys. And we also want to, like, I also like to share not only my successes, but my failures, because I think that if you can learn from my mistakes, then that at least makes my mistakes valuable, not only to me, but to you guys. So from your perspective, kind of talk about, you know, life or our family or our marriage, or wherever you want to start, from the perspective of a 13-year-old or a 15-year-old. So whichever you want to start, you know, just jump in. Not both of you at once, you know. So how was things? We kind of talked about it a little bit this morning around breakfast, right? So that's kind of, you know.
Kind of like that question when we ask, you know, I guess, how are we doing as parents, or how do you perceive our family, that kind of thing.
Okay, let me put it another way. How about this? There are other parents watching. There may be even other kids watching. I'm not sure. But as a 15-year-old, just pretend that me and Mom was not sitting here. And you're speaking for all other 15-year-olds. What is something that you wish your parents knew?
Great question.
New?
Like something that you want us to know.
Like from, as a 15-year-old.
That you think we don't know.
Right.
What is something that you say, like, you know, I really wish they would know when they say this or when they do this, or...
I don't know.
You don't know? Is there anything?
For me, kind of not really.
Okay, let's back up. This morning we talked about discipline. Okay, so we had a kind of a conversation about that. So when it comes to discipline, you know, what are some things that we need to know as parents when it comes to discipline? Bailey, I know you got something to say. No, nothing?
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
That the message that you're trying to send when disciplining comes across a lot easier when there's not a whole lot of screaming and yelling and things like that.
Okay. So the screaming and the yelling, how does that make you feel? And you can answer too, baby. Here's your chance. You got it.
I guess when there's more of raised voices in our debates.
That's what you call them?
Yeah, debates. It makes me feel more like Well, it makes me feel more like there's like, I don't know, like it makes me feel more, not, I can never think of the right word, not provoked, but like it makes me feel more like I need to raise my voice in order to be like my perspective and my part of the story to be heard. It makes me feel more like I need to project myself as well in order to get across to the.
So you need to defend yourself, kind of.
Yeah, when there's more raised voices, that is.
Okay. Do we raise voices often? Like,
not really. Honestly, I'm gonna admit we are usually the first people to raise voices if there are any.
Who is we?
The children.
Oh, okay.
But not often. It's just sometimes it gets to that point.
It's gotten better.
Yeah, it has gotten better, but definitely not often. But sometimes it does get to that point eventually. But
Eventually.
do you feel, and this is for both of you, do you girls feel heard? Like Daddy and I understand you as people, and that when you say something, we're really listening to you?
I do. Which is, and I know you actually told me this, which made my day. And you told me this just like, I don't remember if it was out of the blue or if we were having like a exact discussion about it. But you were telling me how like that you like strive to look at and like explore what we are into to be able to understand us better. And I know, and I'm glad that you guys do, like you try to know what we're into and learn more about us so you can understand us and we can understand you, and avoid all the screaming and, well, not screaming, but all the debating that happens sometimes. But I do feel like you guys listen a lot.
Okay.
Well, for me, one thing that I learned, and I know early on in this whole journey of parenthood, one of the things is I had to learn that you and Bethany are two different people. And, Bethany, she's more of the,
Why are you laughing?
I already know what he's going to say.
Well, I'm just saying, I'll just say this, that you guys respond differently to different methods. And so I had to learn that I couldn't parent both of you guys the same. And I couldn't just do it the way I was parented.
Sure.
Because you girls, I don't know, it's just you are more, I believe, and I think just, I hate to use the word evolution, but just in the evolution of things, each generation is going to be more smarter, more aware of things, more conscious of things. And so I can't, like when I tell you girls this, if Nana would tell me something, there was no explanation with it.
Right.
It was just because she said so.
Right.
Didn't matter. But, I know with you girls, it works better, I found, that if I explain to you why, like here's a perfect example. And this is a small example, but yesterday we were walking. Was that yesterday? Yeah. And you threw the rock in the grass. And I said, Bailey, don't do that. Don't throw rocks in the grass. And I wanted her to know. Did you ask me why?
Well, I was like, I mean, throwing a rock in the grass won't do anything until you like think about it. And then he told me. And
so I explained to her. I said, well, if you throw rocks in the grass, when people come, when neighbors or whomever mow the grass, and a lawnmower goes over the rock, it could fly, hit somebody's window, or vehicle. So my point is, it wasn't just and so I think for us, we want to make sure that you realize that, we're not, a lot of times we're telling you things and you may think that we're doing it just to, rain on your parade. But there's often a reason, that not often, but there's always a reason behind. Look, we were reading this morning in the devotional how, parenting is like, I would much rather just be like, you know what, I'm going to let them do what they want to do. Mm-hmm. But because we love you, right? We talked about that. We don't want you just to do whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want, because that's not how life is. You have to learn what?
Discipline.
Discipline. What else?
Obedience.
Okay. Self-control.
Mm-hmm.
Discipline.
What's the delayed gratification? That's the other thing we talked about.
Yeah.
So I don't think we got an answer from Bethany about, do you feel like you're heard? Do we get you?
I mean, sometimes there are moments where not so much, but 99% of the time, yes. Especially when mom, you tend to let you just rant about things with you, and then after you kind of tell me, what's the word I'm looking for?
Reason?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. After I'm done ranting, sometimes I don't really want to hear it because I just want you to agree with me, but that doesn't always happen.
I love your honesty. This is true.
Okay. So overall, from a child parent perspective, and this question is for both of you guys, how are we doing? So it's like I'm gonna do maybe 3 parts. How are we doing? What could do better? What we could do better? And 2 parts. How are we doing? What we could do better? And part 3. What do you want to just let all parents as a whole know who are watching? So how are we doing as parents?
Y'all are doing good as parents. Y'all are doing good as parents.
Okay.
That sounds like a C-.
Bethany, what do you think? You can be honest.
That over the years, from, things have gotten better, we find different things to work on as a family, What was the second part?
What could we be doing better?
Okay.
I was like, I'm gonna take advantage of this opportunity. Go ahead.
Well, she just gave me the look of Bailey. Wait, what was going on?
What could we be doing better
as parents?
Right. Okay. I think this is actually going to be something that I was going to say. So, like, for instance, when you tell us to do let's say, like, I think that was the other night. I was upstairs doing calculations for something.
Yes, I remember this.
Dad, you told me to put up the dishes because it was my day to do the dishes. So I didn't. Okay, and this was definitely, I should have responded the first time and told you that I was hurrying up and finishing some calculations on something and I'd be done in a minute. But I didn't say that, and so I realized that it was almost like because I know I said, okay, but like, that's it. I didn't tell you what I was doing, so it would seem like I should have just came down. But the point is, like, when we're doing, like, with our chores and stuff, sometimes I know we have that conversation a lot. I was like, okay, I was getting to that. And there's something about, especially now, it's like it feels good to be, I know for me, it feels good to be responsible and just do what I was told to do, like, without even having to be reminded. And so, I mean, not every time, because, you know, sometimes I actually did forget, but, like, when I was already planning to do that, sometimes the tone of voice is, like, it seems like you're, like, getting mad at me, like, right away when you're reminding me to do something, which causes me to be like, I was getting to that with a bit of an attitude. But,
I'm glad it's on tape. Or on video.
I think we can just work on better communication with, like, on both sides. Better communication with just making sure if you're, like, about to finish something and then you're gonna, like, because you need to finish this really quickly before you forget to do it, then we just need to work on communication on both sides, like actually communicating more with stuff like that. I think.
On that note, because I had a thought in my mind when she was talking, the third part was tell other parents. You might not think so, but older children like responsibility. You might not believe it.
They like responsibility?
Yes, they like to feel that
like
you
to
can
feel
trust them with the responsibility of something.
Okay.
And constant reminders make it feel like your parents don't trust you to do what they asked you to do.
Okay. I can see that. I can reckon. So, is it helpful? Because, you know, we come from charts, you know, and lists and things of that nature. And we have worked to, you know, sometimes we're not as rigid about it. Sometimes, you know, we become a little lax. Sometimes we set it and then it's kind of like we get in our routine. It says, okay, well, you know, we'll see if they can do what needs to get done without the charts and things like that. Do you think it's better to just like have the chore charts, the responsibility charts posted somewhere? Because none of us use that app. Daddy got us an app.
That was a good week, and we were done.
I thought the app was going to be good.
Yeah, but is it better to be posted? Because sometimes I guess we remind you because we feel like, okay, like, dang, like it's 9:00 and the kitchen's still not done, you know, and I guess we have to communicate our expectation that, okay, by this time of the evening, the kitchen should be completely done, you know, and all of those things.
The chart thing and the way you handle reminders or whether you want to put up a chart, it depends on the kid.
This is true.
You know, because I know people like in my class, some of them work very well with like structure, writing things out. Others doesn't work at all. They remember it up here, you know, and and then I know for me, when you say, okay, these are your chores and this is what time they need to be done, that helps me a lot.
How do you not forget though? Like if you're in your room, you're reading, you're watching TV, you're scrolling on your phone, you're studying for your AP exam, you're creating a world on Minecraft, how do we know that you're going to remember to do what we told you to do?
I think that was last summer because I know you used to do it on the chalkboard. You used to write it down and what time you need to have it finished by. I think that was a thing that worked best, not just having it down, because that causes me to wait till the end of the day and rush to get everything done before y'all get home. But when you have the times down, by the time I need to have it done, that kind of, for one, it made me do everything on time and be able to do more with my day instead of like being tired because I'm kind of not being able to take a bath and like get ready to go to bed on time because I waited till the end of the day. So with that, and also just staying like not just being on my phone or like doing something else all day. So that definitely helped because I'm throughout the day. Sorry, I wasn't done. But last summer you started writing it on our mirrors in our rooms, which I liked even more. But if you could do the times on that, because you know, when I'm in my room, I'm usually laying on my bed, and so when I look up, like, because the mirror's like right there, so I look up and I'm like, okay, I need to get that done. So that helps.
Okay, so I can assign the chores, give times for when things need to get done or when they need to be done by, and y'all can write it on your mirror. I don't have to write it on your mirror.
Or like you were doing the chalkboard. Put it up in a place and space where you know that they're gonna see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which helps a lot.
So charts help with chores.
And
I like it.
gentle reminders.
Okay.
Like,
Gentle reminders.
Gentle reminders,
Okay.
not I told you to do dishes such and such hours ago, why isn't I done? Or, not like that, because that's not very, but like, just, I don't know.
So,
I hear you.
So I guess
You know what I'm saying.
everything, like I said earlier, you have to find out what works best.
Mm-hmm.
Or you sometimes even ask your kids, how would you like to receive this information?
Right.
Which is also another part.
And that's, that's new, that's foreign to like our generation and before, because our parents aren't asking us how we like anything. So we are learning, to operate in this way, which is why you said, things have gotten better, because I know earlier on, we've talked about this on the show before, we were both pretty rigid and kind of hard with our parenting just because of the way that we grew up, and do what I say just because I said it is as quickly as I get it out of my mouth meant respect, and I think we've learned that doesn't necessarily mean respect. We responded to it because we were scared. We was scared. Fear. Not respect, So we have learned to kind of change the way that we parent, because relationship with you all is important to us. And knowing who you are as individuals is important to us, because not only do we love you, but like I like both of you girls as people. I really like you, and not just because you're my kid, but because you're just like really great.
And what you just said, doing that makes us feel like, you want to know how we feel about things, and then it makes you want to do whatever you said to do that much more.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
I also had one other thing for the parents. When you and your kids do have the debates,
I like your word choice.
Thank you. This is, because a lot of times when you do have the debates, it's because your kid did something that was wrong, and of course, like we said, like discipline is, like, of course you need to tell them right from wrong, but sometimes, and there's been instances where sometimes the parent was wrong, and in those instances, it felt a lot better when you guys came and told me, I apologize, like, I'm sorry. It felt a lot better with that than just cooling off. It felt a lot better in those instances when the parent was wrong, to make sure like that your kid knows that, like, even as parents, we're still not perfect. So, and we want to make sure that that we're not perfect, and we're still going to try, even in instances where we do have our debates, when we don't see eye to eye, that we are still trying to make sure that we love you, and that is why we're saying that we're sorry, and that that's why we discipline you in the first place. It's all out of love. It's never out of just fact that you said that earlier during our discussion about disobedience this morning, that it's never out of, disobedience should not be out of frustration and
discipline.
Discipline should never be out of frustration and spite. It should be out of love. So
very good.
Okay. So real quick, I want to switch gears. There you go. Topics. Let's talk about, since this is Marriage Matters. What does it mean for you guys? What is a healthy marriage? What does that look like? What does that mean to you guys?
Do you have a clue?
Let me make it a little simple. What do you think about when you think about marriage?
I think about unconditional love and unconditional forgiveness and understand, and always trying to understand each other.
Okay.
What she said. She stole my answer.
Oh, she's
Oh, really?
Okay. So are you guys aware? Let me ask you this. Are you guys aware when me and mom maybe disagree or not seeing eye to eye on something? When me and mom have a debate, are you guys aware of that?
I'm sorry, I know I keep talking first. But
You good?
but and honestly, if when I say like not really, that means that like if y'all do, y'all handle it well in the end, because I don't really notice. Like, of course, I've been there when y'all have like, well, when y'all like when mom said like, well, maybe this would work better, and you thought maybe another way would work better, but it's like literally like small things that like it's not really like a big like argument or anything, but just like things like that. Eventually, one or the other will say like, okay, this way. I mean, we can try this way, like. So I guess with like those little things like that, of course I'm there to know, well, I mean, of course they disagree on this, but I mean, yeah, like you work it out and.
Okay. Okay. How does do you think me and mom have a pretty good marriage?
No.
Yeah?
Yeah. Why, Bethany? What makes you think that?
The way you interact with each other, I guess.
Okay. What do you see in our interactions? Like, what do you notice between us?
Y'all joke around with each other a lot. And I don't know.
Okay. All right. So how does that affect you guys?
Or impact you?
Impact. Yeah. How does seeing your parents together and working things out and
getting along,
enjoying
how does that, one another.
How does that affect you? And what do you think it would be like if we didn't have that type of relationship?
Okay. Me, it makes me feel very lucky because I know a lot of people whose parents aren't together, period. You know. And what was the second thing?
How does that affect you? As far as just...
I think she means the thing about... I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I think you meant the thing about what would you feel like if it wasn't like...
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
I can't even imagine that, honestly.
Okay.
She stole my answer on
great
the
minds
first
think
part.
alike. Let's use that instead of she stole my answer.
I definitely feel lucky because I know, especially today, that not many kids can have parents who work things out, are obviously really comfortable, and just are. I just thought about that, and I don't know why, but that makes me like that. That was a thought for me. They really are like a team, they really are like a team of the family, and like just try to work together to make it better. So I definitely think, we're lucky. If your relationship wasn't like that, wait, what exactly was it?
Yeah, if it wasn't that way, well, how do you think you would feel about that? How would that affect your life?
I feel like it definitely wouldn't make me like have the personality and have the ability to help other people the way I am now, because if I can't help, like if I'm not being comforted, having comfort at home, then of course I can't help other people with that and like be able to understand and sense that something is going on, because I mean, but
Yeah.
I
got
don't
you.
know.
Yeah, I understand what you were saying.
Yeah,
Because you are cared for, you can then care for others.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay. So is there anything else that you guys would like to add? No?
Oh.
Well, I just want to let you guys know that I'm so very super proud of you guys, and I'm so excited to see what God's going to be doing in your lives, and all the people lives you're going to impact, and you make me so proud, and I'm so glad that God gave me two beautiful young ladies to father. All right, Mom, you got anything else?
No, I think this was great. You guys did awesome. I, second what Dad said. I feel really blessed to be your mother, and have the opportunity to raise two very intelligent, loving, kind-hearted young ladies. Very passionate, which is where the debating comes from, because they're very passionate. But seriously, I'm just really blessed to be your mom.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So hopefully you guys get something out of that. Thankful for Bethany and Bailey coming on and sharing. And this won't be their last time. They'll come on with us again.
Yes.
But that's all we got for you this week. So this is Glenn and Tanya Coleman and Bethany and Bailey Coleman saying,
Your marriage matters.
We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.